I'm just wondering what your comment on that is, and for also would like to see your comment regarding
understanding that this was the culmination of intense diplomacy. Was there anything that the North Koreans asked for or received in exchange? Was there a trade at all?
I am not aware of them asking for anything. Doesn't mean that they didn't, but I'm not aware if they did. I'm just not aware whether they did or did not ask for anything. We did not give them anything. We made no concessions as a part of securing his return.
What do you know about his treatment while in the custody of the North Koreans?
I don't know anything at this point. It's possible that people who were on the plane with him have gotten further information. It hasn't been communicated back here yet, so I don't have any information other than to confirm that, yes, he was in good spirits, he was in good health, but with respect to his treatment, it's not something I can read out from the podium today.
Right now that he was interrogated or harshly treated in any way?
I would certainly imagine that he was interrogated. That would be consistent with past DPRK practice with respect to detainees, but I don't have any readout from his conversations with the people on the plane with him or the people that he met at Osan Air Force Base.
I follow up on China's role a little bit. Do you see them more as a transit point in this situation? Did they play any role as a mediator?
They did not play a role as a mediator, but their role in providing transit or in facilitating transit is one we very much appreciate. We have always thought that China could play a useful role in any number of issues as it relates to North Korea. The Secretary said that directly to his Chinese counterparts. We said it publicly on a number of occasions, and we do appreciate the role that they played here.
And
Absolutely.
Is there, the relationship's not in a great place at the moment. Like, is there any hope of seeing this as sort of a jumping off point for more communication, for better relations?
I would say that we have seen an increase in the tempo of our conversations with the Chinese government across a number of fronts since the Secretary traveled to Beijing in June. Of course, you've seen that at the Secretary level, not just here, but at other departments in the United States government. You've seen that at the Assistant Secretary level. We have other meetings that we'll be able to make public in the very near future where we're exchanging views with China on a number of issues. And we do think there is an opening to work with China. I think you saw that the Department of Commerce or the Department of Treasury just announced new working groups on economic issues, and we continue to pursue ways to work with them on stopping the trafficking of fentanyl, on returning United States detainees. So anytime we can work together on areas that advance U.S. interests or that address shared concerns, we see that as a positive and hope that it will lead to more work together.
North Korea has expelled a U.S. Army private that it had had for several months in its custody. It announced that it was releasing Private Travis King, who dashed over the border from South Korea to North Korea in July in a still mysterious and unexplained episode. We're not entirely certain why North Korea has decided to act now in terms of giving him back. There is some speculation that it may have decided that there was really limited intelligence value in continuing to hold on to a 23-year-old Army private. It may also have decided that it was more trouble than it was worth to keep him in his custody. It's worth noting that last month, North Korea, for the first time, formally acknowledged holding on to Private King. It released a statement through its official news agency that said that Private King had become disillusioned with racial divisions in the U.S. government, and it suggests that he was seeking refuge in a third country. We've spoken actually with Private King's mother, who says she has no indication that those are at all his beliefs, and the U.S. government also said it had no way to corroborate those claims.
That is the UNC Military Armistice Commission building. I'll talk a little bit more about that building once we get setting up those meetings, or also prior to COVID would meet.
지나서 가장 가까운 곳에 은색 기붕이 보이고 부상군 빨간색 깃발이 보이는 곳이 있습니다.
We are hearing that Private King is in good health and good spirits as he returns to the United States. It's worth noting, though, that this is not the end of his saga or necessarily the end of his troubles, although the U.S. government has said that its initial focus is going to be on helping him reintegrate into society. It is worth noting that Private King had been declared AWOL after having ran across the border abruptly. And so to the extent that that becomes an issue for the U.S. military to deal with, that will be something we'll have to see in the future.